Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. How's it going? I hope you're all having a great Friday. We're back with another recap. We placed 2 trades today, 1 green, 1 red. The good news is the red was bigger than the green, so happy about that. The bad news is that I was up on the red trade and I just didn't take profit. So we're going to talk about those 2 trades today, and let's not muck about. Let's get straight into it. So 2 trades today. One was on SLNO, the other one was on ATOS. And SLNO, I'm not going to talk about the other stocks that are gapping up pre-market, but as you see here, once again, we're always trading a stock that's gapping up pre-market. You could also trade stocks that gap down, but these are the stocks that are in play. These are the ones that make the moves, so these are the stocks we're looking at. As you see, pre-market, it was around 150 this morning, and it sort of gapped up and had a good move up to around the 290 area just here. Around the 295. So there's 2 thoughts on this trade always that I'm looking for out of the gates, and that's maybe not just this trade but even all trades for these setups. I'm looking for where can I get in, where's sort of the break of high of day of pre-market, which is here around the 295, and where's the potential sort of resistance points ahead. And on this one it was looking pretty good. The only thing is why I didn't want to trade this one for a break is literally because if you see here, we get this such extension here, loads of green candles. Here we've got a little pullback, and then we've got consolidation, but I wasn't 100% sure on the break. And as you saw yesterday's one, it broke, and then it broke. Well, it actually didn't break. It just went up a bit and then it washed down. So a bit hesitant to actually buy the break here, mainly due to the fact I thought it was quite overextended. So my entry which is the second point I'm always looking for, is sort of a washout. We get this big washout and then we sell for the pop, and they're sort of always the 2 things I'm looking for. What we got on the actual trade is it was actually quite a nice entry. You could have got it definitely. Not much happened on the actual open, which is kind of good, because I guess sellers aren't jumping in, buyers aren't jumping in yet, so we're going to see what happens. So we didn't get any crazy moves, but what we did get is once this candle broke the 290, we're always looking for that push over the 295, which is high of day, and then the next resistance points is $3. But when we get that break, we're likely to break the $3, and as you see, it made this nice move up to 320. Next candle made a move up to around the 330 area, and then we finally got to high of 335. So then it started to sort of just hold between that 10, 15, 20 cent range, and then it made this big pullback down to the EMA. So when it made this sort of wash out here, this pullback from 335 down to 295, so it's a 40 cent down to $3 it was, so it's a 35 cent drop, and this was exactly what I was looking for. We get the big pullback, and once again we got a nice tap off the $3 mark right there. And $3 is important mainly due to the fact that it's a half dollar. You get the half dollar and a whole dollar support and resistance line. So this is a support at a whole dollar of $3, which is good. So when we see the slowdown on the level 2, and we see it's hit that support line now of $3, we jump in, and we get in not the best fill, but it's a decent enough fill. We jump in at 307. So now we're risking 10 cents. We're anything if the next candle, if this candle dropped below 3 or the next candle drops below 3, we're getting out straight away. So we're only risking 7 cents to potentially win or gain 10, 15 cents. So a good little ratio there. And as you see, it pops up. We sell it at a high of 317, so we get a nice 10 cent win, and it actually went to a high of around the 325 area. So I'm really happy. I'm actually happy with that trade. Once again, as I say in the videos, we get this nice pop up, we get the nice pullback, and then we sell for the push up. It's nothing wrong if you were to do the gap and go break here off the high of day and sell it into the push. That would have been a good move as well. I just didn't trust it due to the fact that it had this main this overextension here. The second entry would have been a good entry. Was you got this sort of getting this flat top now right here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches before it finally breaks and makes a great move. When it breaks over here, which we're looking around, let's say the 340 area, we're definitely looking to go past 350 and sell for a break of 350. It didn't make an impressive break because it actually pulled back and then it went, but that would have been a good move. And why Why would this be a good break? Because you see here, it's making higher lows. So we've got the bottom here around the $3 of the bodies. Then the next lot is around just almost 310. Next lot's 315. So it's starting to show that bullish trend, which is what we want to see. And even more importantly, when we get around to this sort of time frame, past the first 15 minutes and almost half hour, if you change to a 5-minute chart, 5-minute charts and the longer time frame you get just provide a bit more. They just provide a bit more confirmation. And as you see here, what we saw on a minute chart, it was actually happening in a 5-minute setup right here. So we get the 1, 2, 3 touches. We're getting the higher lows here, higher low, and then we get the break up. So you've got the confirmation. You're looking at it on a 1-minute chart, but you've got the confirmation from a 5-minute chart. Definitely a good entry. Right now, I'm not doing as much of the breakout or bull flags or flat top breakout strategies. I will do them when I feel really confident on them. And this was a good one because I did see it in real time with the 5-minute and the 1-minute sort of side by side, which was good. This is just, as you see now, this is just tanking. Oh, wow. Crazy move, down $5. Now it's down back to $4. So this is selling off now. But I was just a bit disappointed in a couple entries here because where was it? So yeah, we get these. We start to get this good break on SLNO, but we're not really getting a decent entry points. Yeah, we're getting these little 1-minute highs, but very risky. It's getting extended. We got a little pullback here, so you could have probably bought this pullback, and that would have been nice. A nice little move there, but it's really difficult. I was thinking of buying this one, this little washout, but it's not great because it went from 316 down to 385, so it's a 30-cent move. It's not the biggest washout, but it's not too bad. But it had this 385 here. It was a bit of a random number. 385. It's not a whole dollar number. It's not support down to a EMA or to the VWAP. So just really hesitant on it. However, it makes its next moves, and this next washout would have been good. I was disappointed I didn't buy this one. Yes, it's starting to make sort of the backward side of the move, but what we see here is we've got the high of basically 440, just under 440, and what does it do? It flushes all the way down, and this here is exactly $4. So once again, it taps. Let me change to the select mode. If I go here on the candle, you see here high of 438 and the low of 402. So it's holding that 402 mark, which is perfect. So this would definitely be the one again. Once it's holding, you see it slow down on the level 2. You could buy at 403, 404, 405, 406, etc. You're risking off the whole dollar number, the $4. So like in the previous example, if it goes below 4, we get out straight away. And this made a really nice bounce. This bounced all the way back up to basically the 438 again. So you definitely could have got 10, 20, 30 cents on that move. Really good. So I was disappointed I missed that one. Definitely that's where we want to look for, where we've got some confirmation of support of them. EMAs, VWAP, half dollar, whole dollars, or even many. This is like here what we can look for if we've got previous support from other candles, but I like a few more candles sort of to give me a bit more confirmation there. Once again, this would have been this. I missed this one. I didn't miss it. I saw it happen. I just didn't trade it. This was a great one because it went from 415 all the way down to, let's say, 470 there. So it's made a really good 45-cent move. And what has it done? It's come all the way down. It's slowed down and it's holding up. I actually believe it touched the VWAP, but either way, it's basically come all the way down to the VWAP, which is nice. Yes, this could continue to sell off, but once it's bounced off the VWAP, we just look for the pop, 10-15 cents, and that would have been good. Just funny enough, this made this great move again, and once again, there was another really good example of a washout. I didn't like this one as much because, even though it worked, because I kind of like when we get this here, we get these big green candles. And then we get the big washout. This one sort of overtook and then it washed down. It would have been fine. Once again, it touched the support of the previous candle, which was 420. So you could have bought around 420, risking off the EMA at 415 or 413 and to sell into the push. So that would have been a very good one. Definitely nothing wrong with that entry there. Hesitant on them. And now you see it popped up, made a high of around 510. and now it's just selling off, so that's probably all she wrote. But you see it's now pulled back down to the VWAP, so we'll see how that one does. The other trade I made, and I think this is why I was a little bit cautious on the other ones, was straight after SLNO. I actually wasn't looking at this one pre-market. Sorry, my neck's killing me. I wasn't looking at this pre-market. It made a really good move yesterday, as you see, but it's just been selling off. And this is definitely a bit risky one, but when I see such an insane washout, through previous trades and in the sim, I know we do get kind of a decent bounce. Very rarely we get another washout straight after, not when we've had such a crazy move like this. You do get the move, and we did here. It went from, if I got in at the 480, it went down to 450, so not as big, but it still made a decent move again before it actually bounced up back to the VWAP. But what I just happened to have it on my, because I wasn't looking at as many stocks pre-market today, I actually happened to have it on my my TC2000 chart still, and then I just see, the good thing about it is, I see it actually volume coming in, it's making these moves, you see it washed up down but bounced up, so it's sort of churning here, tug of war, and then we get a crazy move from, let's just go back into select mode on this candle. We get the crazy move from the high of 555 to the low of 485, a 70-cent drop, absolute crazy. So these are very risky, so you do have to practice these before. But what I like about these is they just get such an sort of an overextension of just selling. You see there's this one big thick candle that we do normally get a pop because buyers are looking to buy the dip, sellers are looking to sell and we get that bounce. So one thing you've got to be careful of when you're doing this, you have to really take your time. There was so much flushing going through, so much red going through, time and sales going quick, level 2 going quick, so you really need to wait for it to slow down, and it might even slow down a couple times. So just because it slowed down the first time doesn't mean you should buy it. So you wait for it to slow down, and then you wait for buyers to come in. So that's exactly what I did. As you see here, I got in at 493, and what happened here, and this is the one thing I'm disappointed, it got to a high of, once again, let me do this candle, 505. So even though that was a high of 505, which is a 12-cent move, I actually saw on the level 2, it was hesitant around the 499 area. I was about to sell it just for that 6-cent gain, and then it moved up to 5. I saw it go 502, 503, 504, 505, and for whatever reason I didn't sell it. I could have easily have gained 8-9 cents on this stock, and I saw it, and it's not like it just flushed up and flushed down. It stayed quite a while, and I should have then, in that instance, because it wasn't moving fast and I had the price that I wanted to get, I should have sold it. Once again, you see it start to flush down, and my support, well, not my support, but my sell has to be at the bottom of that candle there. And that's what I'm happy with. That's where I got out. I got out at 485, so I was risking 8 cents to basically gain 8 cents, and I had 8-9 cents in the bag, and I got greedy. I don't know why. I thought it would push back up to the VWAP, which is around the the 5 area, and I could have made 15. I was basically looking at 15 cents what I should have got. Yeah, so disappointed with that one, and definitely missed the opportunities on SLNO. So that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm away this weekend, back at it on Monday, and then more and different videos to come as well, not just these recaps. There's going to be live plays, there's going to be some tutorials and some different questions I've been getting asked. So stick around. I hope you enjoy everything. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.